JM and the AM. So I mentioned that Rabbi Goldwasser's words are a perfect intro to our conversation with Rabbi Dr. David Hertzberg. There are really 2 points we've been making. One is we've got to thank and pay tribute to Rabbi Hertzberg and those who, along with him, have arranged this incredible student journey to Israel. And secondly, as we always say, we need to encourage more schools, more synagogues, more groups, more organizations to set up these incredible visits to Israel. They are life-changing. The students who are on them will completely transform their attitude toward Israel, toward Aliyah, toward the Jewish people and its future in the state of Israel. That's our belief, and we know we're right. All right, Dr. David Hertzberg, our good friend, is not only the director of our amazing Jewish history series that are on a weekly basis, and they have been playing to critical acclaim, especially his series on the Six-Day War. In addition, he's director of the Levine Family Shoah Institute at the Yeshiva of Flatbush. Rabbi Hertzberg, a pleasure to welcome you back to JM and the AM.
Thank you so much, Nachum. Good morning.
So you're totally aboard with me on these two purposes, on this two-pronged approach. Number one, the students, parents, those who are with you, your colleagues who put all this together need to be recognized. And in addition to that, we need to continue encouraging schools and shuls and groups from around this country and around the world to keep getting to Israel as soon as possible.
100%, absolutely more important than ever. And this particular student mission, which was actually the Yeshiva of Flatbush Chesed mission headed by our very own Rabbi Besser and one of our parents and alumni, Susan Franco, which has actually been going on for over 20 years since the Second Intifada. We have 50 students going next week for vacation to Eretz Yisrael under their leadership. Now,
you said to me, and it starts January the 13th, folks. So you told me off the air that these students essentially have a choice. I mean, they and their parents essentially have a choice. Go to the beach for vacation, spend a week in Panama, take advantage of all that the New York City area has to offer, and a million other places on this globe they can go to, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. And yet, with all of those possibilities, you're sitting with record-breaking numbers for this journey to Israel. Explain, Rabbi Hertzberg.
The kids and the parents are just great. You know, this is, again, the connection to Eretz Yisrael, and which comes from the school and their teachers, and the Chesed under, again, the inspiration leadership of Rabbi Besser. These kids just want to do Chesed. And, you know, yes, they're going with a lot of their friends. They're going to have a really good time, Bezrat Hashem. But, yeah, they have the choice to be going to other places. This is their intercession. This is their vacation. And, you know, not that they're not going to have fun and they're going to eat well at the inbound. But trust me, we're going to do well.
I get that. But, frankly, a lot of families, you know, take advantage of that at other times of the year. So the fact that they're adding a trip is really nice. And you know what the pressure is? There's always pressure among parents and students to find, you know, a new exotic place to explore. So the fact that they've chosen Israel, I think, is really cool.
Look, some of their friends and, you know, are packing bathing suits, and these kids are packing winter coats for vacation.
That's great. All right, Dr. David Hertzberg with us live via telephone. It is amazing, and I guess this is one of the reasons why you have record-breaking numbers. In addition to the Chesed, and we've seen them in action. We've met Rabbi Besser on the January trips in Israel, so we've seen them in action, all different things they do. And, of course, it's part of what you have planned between the 13th and the 21st of January, actual, real Chesed projects. But then in addition to that, you have included so many visits to Army bases, visits and Sudat Shabbat with lone soldiers, and really a lot of different Har Herzl, which I don't know if that would be included in a regular trip years ago. Now, of course, it's so important because we've lost so many of our dear soldiers, you know, in recent times. I mean, you've really incorporated 2 or 3 different types of trips into one trip.
Yes to that, and you know, there's not like on the itinerary that you're looking at. There's really not a minute wasted. Right. You know, from early in the morning to late at night, you know, the kids are involved in things, whether it's to, you know, kids with special needs or our bases or to hospitals. It's really from early in the morning to late at night. They're involved in different things. And part of the idea is that it gives the kids different opportunities to find out where their calling is, what their tafkid is. There's something for everybody to find themselves. Everyone has to be willing to get out of their comfort zone, but there's something for everybody to find what they're really good at.
Right.
And that's part of the idea behind this different opportunities that are going to be on this trip.
And by the way, there are components to this trip that are not really easy for some high schoolers. I mean, the visit to the Sderot police station, not the easiest of visits, especially as you consider what happened on the spot as one stands there. And visiting Tel HaShomer, the pediatric unit, and the unit with injured soldiers, again, not always the most comfortable experiences. So you're really taking students, many of them, not all of them, but many of them out of their comfort zone and introducing them to really serious chesed efforts and really, serious visitations in terms of, go ahead, I'm sorry.
No, 100%. And like Rabbi Besser, when he spoke to the kids, said, look, everyone's going to find their part. No one's going to necessarily be, great at everything. And then that's not the point.
Right.
But everyone has to be willing to get out of their comfort zone.
Look, there's a reason why this annual event has been so successful. And we should point out that during the war, this is more than an annual event. You guys were arranging trips whenever possible. The Yeshiva of Flatbush, William S. Levine Family Shoah Institute has their January Chesed-Achdut mission from January the 13th through January the 22nd. The itinerary is unbelievable. I mean, we touched on some of it this morning, but if you see this whole thing, it's amazing. And those of you out there who are part of schools, whatever grades, the older grades, elementary school, high school, etc., part of synagogues, clubs, and groups, organizations that want advice on how to put together a trip like this and what to include on a trip like this. Because, Rabbi Hertzberg, you've established all the connections. Now people can just take advantage of those connections and easily, start to arrange meetings and visits, right?
Absolutely. We have our connections, other schools have theirs, and as I've told you, said before on the air, one of the most beautiful things in terms of Achdus is every organization and every school and every shul interact. No one's hiding. No one's keeping, this is my connection. Right. It's just about Achdus and Am Yisrael.
All right. We've offered this before. I have no idea if anybody ever took advantage, but Rabbi Hertzberg has, again, graciously offered to speak to anybody in the categories that I just mentioned. School leadership, synagogue leadership, organizational leadership, to discuss putting together a trip like this to Israel. This is a sold-out, most participation ever, Achdus trip to Israel, and it includes so many amazing things, so many different tracks. We can't do anything other than highly recommend emulating it. Rabbi Hertzberg, the easiest email address for people to make contact with you would be?
D. Hertzberg, that's with a T, one word, D. Hertzberg at flatbush.org.
Simple as that. Kol hakavod. What can I say? You deserve all the credit, and your colleagues, of course, share that credit with you. And I really do hope that this spurs other people on to connect and to really establish a strong connection between us and the diaspora and the Holy Land. And I look forward to your review afterwards, because some of the things you're doing seem remarkable.
Be'ezrat Hashem, looking forward. Thank you so much, Nachum, and feel better.
I appreciate that. Thank you very much. I told Avrami I'm dragging today. I'm trying to get from that 70% to 100%. Just ain't working yet. But we'll see what happens. Maybe something will inspire me to to remarkably make some progress. Big Yashikoch to Rabbi Hertzberg. Big Yashikoch to everybody at Yeshiva of Flatbush. Send our best, Dash Cham, as you go on this important Achdus mission from the 13th through the 22nd of January. And again, take advantage of Rabbi Hertzberg's offer. They do a lot of really special things. They do a lot of cool stuff. And they want others to do those things as well. They're not keeping it a secret. They want everyone to participate.